First of all, before this video starts, I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone that has helped me get to this point on the channel. Guys, we are literally at 92 subscribers right now, literally just 8 people away from 100, and we're so fucking close. And that's actually, like, if you really think about it, truly unbelievable that we've even managed to get this far, and it couldn't be without your support. So let's go ahead and let's make it happen. Let's get to 100, and with that, I hope you all enjoy this video. For those of you that don't already know, Heis is the US's third largest home improvement retail chain, right behind the Home Depot and Lowe's. No resemblance. Now you may be saying right now, yeah, Kebab, you dumb shit, I've been to Heis too. What the fuck are you telling me that I don't already know? And to that I tell you to shut the fuck up and let me tell the story. Now at the time, my freshman year in college had just ended and I was looking for some new and fresh ways to spice things up for next year. And I searched long and hard for the ultimate flex item. But it was hard to find something that could butt me up on the social ladder because, you know, like, yeah. Till one day, I was strolling along the sidewalk, feeling bad for myself, and all of a sudden, vroom! Motorcycle. That was it. How could I be so stupid? I needed a motorcycle. And so I went home and watched some motorcycle crash compilations like the sick fuck I am, and I decided that, god damn it, I'm gonna get a Hayabusa. Kidding, lol. Instead, I went with the Honda CBR 500R, a solid entry-level 471cc liquid-cooled parallel twin-head engine with a 10.7:1 piston compression ratio and even an ABS braking system. Literally heaven on earth. And while I don't actually fucking know what any of those numbers mean, it definitely still looked sick as fuck, and I just knew I had to buy it. The only problem was, well, you know, as always, I'm a bit strapped for cash. And so I came to the depressing realization that for the first time in my life, I would have to work a real job. The good news was that Heis was hiring at the time. Bad news, I had no work experience. But the somewhat acceptable news was that they didn't give a shit, because anyone that was willing to contract COVID to make them money was an idiot worth hiring. And so they took me up as a new associate, and I proudly wore that red vest every single day I went to work there. Now, during the hiring process, they happened to ask me where I wanted to work in the store, and I'll admit that I was young and naive at the time, determined and yet unconditioned to the harsh realities of the workplace, and so I asked for the lumber department. Why would you want to destroy your back at the age of 19, you may ask? For whatever reason, I was fucking determined to work my way up from rock bottom and prove myself to the other burly bearded veterans that worked in the other departments. Good thing for me was that plan went to shit, because a couple days prior, a new hire had accidentally gotten run over by a forklift and broke his leg, so there was no way they were gonna stick my dumbass in there too. Anyways, my boss instead assigned me to Tool World. Now for those of you that don't already know, Tool World is literally the Disneyland of any Heis store. You see the Craftsman and the Cobalt, the Hitachi and the Versace. Literally everything you want, you can get. And let me tell you, it's amazing. It's literally a dream come true for anyone that's into that kind of stuff. And believe me, I'm a huge power tool geek. Except, reality check, you don't even have any money, so stop fucking looking at that and do your job. My first couple days on the job were humbling, to say the least. It turns out that even if you're assigned to work at Tool World, you still gotta help out with hardware. And let me tell you, it's a real heaven and hell situation over there. I learned to cut chains and I learned to cut rope. I learned to cut glass and I learned to cut hope, because I was working like 8 to 10 hour days and sweating my ass off more than Jordan Peele trying to hide his NSFW My Little Pony search history. I was the store's go-to guy for literally anything and everything. Oh, someone needs help in plumbing? Guess I'm a plumber now. Steal back carts from the neighboring Goodwill? See you in 5. I was doing literally anything and everything that my managers and supervisors would tell me to do, and it was absolutely exhausting. Still, I was never late for work, not even once. I mean, one time, I was munching on some scrambled eggs for breakfast when all of a sudden 2 SWAT trucks literally pulled up right in front of my house with at least 20 other police cars and an actual fucking helicopter. I shit you not, this is totally true, and my house was even on the fucking news. But did I even use that as an excuse to call in sick? Fuck no, I needed every dollar I could get for that Gal Gadot of a motorcycle. I was so hell-bent on getting that thing that I pretty much worked till I literally couldn't anymore. I was so freaking exhausted every single night when I came home that I just went to sleep instantly. And the worst part was definitely the nuts and bolts aisle. Fuck man, I'm serious. Every time little Jimmy decided to mix a nut-flavored margarita, it was my job to sort them all out again. Hell, if I even dared to ask little Jimmy to, fucking stop, I literally could have risked losing my job. As far as management was concerned, it was my job to help Jimmy find whichever nut he needed and let him do his thing to uphold the beloved smart customer service model. So you may be wondering then, Kebab, how the hell did you put up with this shit for 8 hours a day, 39 hours a week? Because God forbid I get 40 hours and get fucking dental. And the answer to that is really simple. Training videos. Now, like most places, every Heis employee has to go through basic online training. Now, most of these videos were terrible, unlike my new place Dark Souls 3 series, which you should totally check out. They meant that I didn't have to go work the aisles. A real butt saver for me. The best part was, I was still on the clock while I watched those things, and you already know I took my merry fucking time with those. Oops, looked like I failed that knowledge check. Guess I gotta go back and review some slides. Now don't get this wrong, 99% of the shit in the videos came in one ear and out the other. I mean, I was only planning to work at a Heis for the summer anyways to save up money for my bike and couldn't be bothered to remember all of the benefits our advantage cards offered to our customers. However, I distinctly remember one titled How to Survive an Active Shooter Situation. Now, after watching the Heis video, I realized that following their advice would give me a 0.jack-shit% chance of surviving. So over time, I came to develop my own. Step 1. Always make sure that you're within 10 feet of a ladder. In times of crises, a ladder is definitely your best friend. And unless you're a monkey or an Olympic-grade rock climber, you better find a fucking ladder and fast. If you can't find a ladder, odds are pretty good that you're a totally incompetent idiot since they're literally everywhere. So instead, you're gonna need to try your hand at a little bit of IRL Tetris and stack boxes like your life depends on it, because guess what? It fucking does. Step 2. Slit your wrists, optional, and make a blood pact with your coworkers to die protecting your department, because no Heis equals no motorcycle, and that's obviously a big no-no. Your time to pussy out ended 5 seconds ago, so now you gotta pick up your balls and hold down your store. Step 3. This is a moment you've been waiting for your entire life. Start blasting epic boss battle music at 100% volume over the store's PA system to really set the mood for the fight. And put on your blue bandana because you might as well go down repping the store. By now, literally everyone else in the store, including your blood pack boys, have definitely gotten the fuck out of there, leaving you with just a shooter. While this may seem really bad at first, note that it'll definitely reduce the chance of friendly fire to just 50%. Step 4. Climb up your ladder to the very top of the shelf so you've stored an air compressor and a loaded 18-gauge nail gun. You've been preparing for this moment since day one, and your hands, which have been shaking like an 80-year-old with Parkinson's having a seizure, should instantly calm down the moment you pick up that nail gun. My first rule of Survival 101 is to stay strapped or get clapped, and this is definitely not the time to get caught with your panties down. Now, full disclosure, the one drawback to using a nail gun is that you gotta pull back the safety spring at the front with one hand, which is literally right next to where the nails shoot out. Minor oversight, but don't be a fucking idiot. Step 5. Make it rain. My second rule of Survival 101 is second to shoot always gets fucked. Even though you're the genetic calamity that single-handedly disproves Darwinism, now is your time to shine. The moment you see that fucker walking down your aisle, you gotta let it rip, because to be honest, you've got no idea what the fuck you're doing or heavily outgunned. Just for reference, around 50 nails per second is good enough to pin down your enemy 200 per second to actually stand a chance of the fight. Now there's a pretty solid chance that you'll develop severe carpal tunnel within the next few minutes, but, and this is super important, do not shoot your fingers with a nail gun, because that reduces your chances of winning this fight to 0.001%. Not good. Step 6.5. If you do shoot yourself, you only have one option left. You've got to overclock the fuck out of that compressor. I'm talking 1000 PSI minimum, because you're in too deep, and to be honest, you've had a pretty good run. By the time you finish compressing that thing, you've literally just created a reverse black hole. So now you've only got like 2 seconds to throw that puppy as far as you can in the direction of where the shots are coming from, and pray to God that compressors got buffed in this. Step 7. You've actually done it. You've managed to successfully defend your local neighborhood Heis and will be hailed as a national hero. In all honesty though, shit like this is what I thought about on the daily while helping Karens find inflatable pools and avoiding Christian evangelists. At the end of the day, I would rate working at Heis at like a 3.5 out of 5, which is like a meh? It's not terrible, and I'm sure you can make a decent living off of it. Personally, I quit working there after 3 weeks after a fellow coworker told me he was peacing out and going to work at Zona Man. Fuck the motorcycle, not worth it. Peace!